You respect.
Well, it was...
Show's going. Show's going.
They
Okay.
changed it in the huddle, so they had to run victory or whatever. It was a weird deal.
Winston should be fined. That's my opinion on it.
No.
It's freaking garbage.
They wouldn't do that.
They're millionaires. They can take it.
Welcome.
Chris Jones got 1 sack and he got a $1.25 million.
I'm more in the F. Arthur Smith camp, so I was okay with it. I can't stand that dude.
Homie got fired.
Yeah, good. Should have fired him way sooner.
Yeah, probably.
What's
Dude has
up,
3 of the best young players in the NFL
fanboys and
them.
fangirls, to another episode of What the Fanboy Show. This week, we are talking about the very best and possibly worst of 2023.
Whoa. Worst. Talking about the things that were the worst is not constructive or helpful. So the internet tells me.
Well,
but it's fun, so we're going to do it.
The internet tells you lots of things, Luke. So
it does. You can learn anything on the internet.
You can learn some very helpful things on the internet. You can learn some very...
I learned that the earth is flat on the internet.
Oh.
Could not believe it. I've loved space my whole life. Turns out I've been lying
Turns out it's all fake.
All fake.
Turns out millions of people around the world have this just elaborate lie. The world is just flat. It's crazy.
That's my favorite argument against anything like that. Like, you mean no one would say anything? It's my absolute favorite.
You good there, bro?
Dude, I have been battling this mic stand since we switched to this setup. I'm gonna be honest. Every week I'm trying to adjust it.
Yeah.
I think I got it good right here. I like this spot.
Okay.
This is good.
I know.
Until I change it again.
It's in the plan to get some new arms for you guys, but well, all of us. But
I mean, I'm scrawny, but I don't think I'm.
My shoulder has kind of been hurting. I mean,
didn't you get it fixed?
Twice, actually. Yeah.
No, Mike arms.
Who's Mike?
Yeah, I was gonna say who's Mike.
Michael, that's our 4th member. Hi, Mike. Just kidding for all you audio listeners.
My last name is Mike.
Is this an age thing?
This is
either that or
starts like seeing people. Yeah.
Red flag. I now have dementia. This
podcast just became awesome.
I did have a birthday this last week. So
happy birthday!
Thank you. This was one of my birthday presents. Up here was the little Lego Jurassic Park Visitor Center set, and my official script book.
Have you read the whole thing twice yet?
No, I did. We watched Jurassic Park on my birthday, and so I was flipping through.
I was gonna say, did you read through some of the scenes? I was flipping through it
as we were watching movies. A lot of fun.
That's dope.
Highly recommended. Luke's looking to get our copyright struck here.
I don't think you can get copyright struck for just humming something.
I don't know.
We don't have enough viewers to get copyright struck.
Let's find out.
I'm YouTubing the entire movie right now.
YouTube does not care. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, before we hop into our 2023 best of, were there any new trailers this week that you guys saw?
We got an Arcane teaser.
That's right. Arcane Season 2.
I didn't watch this because I've not watched Arcane.
Wow, what an idiot.
You haven't watched Arcane?
Honestly, it doesn't seem like it's been that detrimental considering 3 years between seasons, so I can just watch it this year and be fine.
Look,
it comes out in November,
I'm honestly kind of jealous because you can like watch it and then watch the second one like right after.
Yeah.
Because the 3-year wait has sucked. To be
I remember like
honest.
hearing there was is there a big cliffhanger ending? Is that why it sucks, or is it like?
No, it's just
it's one of the best shows.
It's just really good
on Netflix.
So you just have a long wait.
Yeah,
that part sucks.
Definitely, it's probably the second best video game. Anything, it's like Last of Us and Arcane, right there.
Yeah,
it is really incredible.
Highly recommend.
Sweet.
Highly recommend. But
yeah, I think it comes out in November, the actual show. So we still get to wait all year, which means I can watch the show again plenty of times.
We've got 2 seasons of Halo between the 2 seasons of Arcane.
That's nothing to be proud about.
I'm just saying, someone's at least putting out
We put out 2 seasons of a horrible show.
Hey, this new season could be good. Luke, it could be good.
Lots of things could be good.
Rebel Moon could have been good.
Will it, though? Do you have faith that it will? You trust the people that made it?
Your confidence is just oozing.
Or are you being blinded by nostalgia?
Oh, absolutely not.
I won't judge. It happens to me all the time.
No.
I fall for it all the time.
Nostalgia.
Oh yeah.
It's not nostalgia,
So
but it's
easy.
it's the
good selling
the
points.
storyline that they're telling in season 2 is like one that has a very clear like here we go, like we know what happens. So if they really, I think they can stick it if they stick to kind of what's already been canonized. If they go, if season 1 was like this new way of meeting the Covenant and discovering Forerunner stuff, and if season 2 is just the fall of Reach, if they just keep it simple and don't get too silly with it, I think they'll be fine. That's a really cool storyline.
I have no doubt that they will definitely go into the weird, silly stuff.
I know it, Tyler.
That Covenant girl is going to show back up.
Naked.
Probably.
Reincarnate.
She going to bang John Bungie again?
Absolutely.
Whatever his name is. John Halo.
John Bungie Chief.
John Halo.
Yeah. Anyways,
What's
clearly
his actual
we're
name?
John.
John.
Just John.
Just John.
Stolen his child. No name. He's a number.
John Solo. I hate myself.
I really
should.
I like that people like that movie.
Okay,
What, Solo?
Yeah. It makes me happy.
I'm one of those people.
You like that movie?
I like that movie. I like
Oh,
Solo.
God.
I do. I know it.
I liked Rise of Skywalker, so there's literally zero judgment from what anybody likes in Star Wars. Literally just don't care anymore. I just like Star Wars.
I need
probably
y'all
a better outlook
to riff for like 2 seconds while I send out a tweet.
Let's
You know
just
what?
sit
That
here
has
in
been a
silence.
thing. This past week on Twitter has been like positive Star Wars week in my feed.
That's a good feeling.
Of people just being like, hey, this was really cool in the sequels. This was cool in the prequels. And I've really enjoyed that instead of just people,
Tanking on it the whole time.
yeah, just hating on the littlest things. It's nice to see some positivity.
It's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. All right, well, not much new in terms of trailers, so we will jump right into our 2023 Fanboy Awards. Yeah. We have a couple categories. We'll do some bests of, some most disappointings / worsts of. And then look, it's all what we've seen, right? Luke and I were even talking before the show of like, there are things, there are films, there are games, there are shows that I didn't get to see or play, and I'm disappointed that I don't get to have on my list that I think could be up there. So just because we don't mention it here on the air doesn't mean it wasn't considered. And I do want to give like,
We don't talk about it because it's crap.
we'll give some
Your
honorable,
favorite movie sucks.
some honorable mentions. At least I have some honorable mentions written down for kind of each category.
Oh, I got my whole list just up and ready to talk about
I know
every
it.
single thing I saw this year.
Perfect. Perfect, Luke. I would expect nothing less. So, we're going to start off with television. What was the best show of 2023 in y'all's opinion?
So I need to qualify this for tracking versus what I watched. So I think for me it's Blue Eye Samurai,
Mm-hmm.
but
But you haven't finished it yet?
yeah, I'm really close to almost done. But I'm also battling with The Last of Us. So it's between those two for me. So
Yeah.
I'll go with what I finished right now is The Last of Us. But I can change that when I finish.
A little
Blue Eye Samurai.
asterisk up
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
like,
Because I think
chances are...
the way Blue Eye Samurai is trending, I mean, as long as they don't completely just piss down their leg down the last 2 episodes.
They won't.
Yeah, so like, so I would say it's that
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Good choice.
It is for me too. And my number 2 is Last of Us
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And really the reason I have it over it is because Blue Eye Samurai is original.
Mm-hmm.
I've played The Last of Us many times. It's still an incredible show, but it wasn't a new story for me.
Right.
Blue Eye Samurai was fresh.
There is something about experiencing a story for the first time
Yeah.
that does make it, I think, imprint a little more in your brain.
Yeah, definitely a bigger impact.
Yeah. Now, for me, The Last of Us the show was the first time that I got to experience that story because I haven't played the games. But it is at my number 2 as well. Blue Eye Samurai is my favorite thing that we watched this year. I do want to call out my number 3 is Beef on Netflix.
I
know
watch
neither
this.
of you guys watched
You
it.
don't want
I
any
think
beef?
it's
I forgot about it. I'm not gonna lie.
actually, Luke, if you really like The Bear, it has some similar vibes to The Bear. Not
Angry people cooking.
angry people.
Yelling at
What
each
are they
other.
cooking?
They're not. There's
Cooking up some insults.
There's some cooking. There's food in this movie, but it is not centered around cooking. So that's kind of my honorable mention. But yeah, Blue Eye Samurai was incredible, and
Yeah, I need to watch Beef.
every part of that show just worked for me.
Yeah, it. Clean sweep there. Blue Eye Samurai.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of assuming it's gonna end up being your number 1, Tyler.
I think it's a safe assumption. I think so.
It's so good.
Did you guys have some other honorable mentions, like ones that you definitely recommend people see? Luke, I know you've watched like 40 shows.
I did watch a lot of shows. Listen, I got the most time out of everybody. You had mentioned The Bear. The Bear is super high on my list.
Mm-hmm. Was
It's
season 3 this year?
2.
2.
It just cleaned up at the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm.
If you care about them, it's gonna clean up at the Emmys. It is an incredible show. It's really annoying how it's considered a comedy because I don't think it's that funny.
Mm.
Has funny moments, but it's more sad most of the time. It really is incredible. Silo
Silos
was a great
up there
show.
for me as well. Yeah.
And then one, I guess I'll just kind of do my top 5. The other one that I was not expecting to love as much as I did was One Piece.
Oh
So
yeah.
my number 5.
Wow.
Awesome show.
I think I watched the first 2 episodes of that and was like, this is fine, but maybe I need to give it another chance.
Yeah, I loved it.
Sweet.
Cool. I'm also gonna throw out there. Unfortunately, it's not one that's gonna get any more because they've canceled it. But Perry Mason season 3, excuse me, season
2.
3. It was 2. I wrote down 3. It's absolutely season 2.
Yeah.
Really good.
Great show.
You can go back to our episode where we talked about it, but like, such a good show and great cast as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like super solid all around.
Yeah.
And period piece. I feel like we don't
Period piece detective.
noir.
I wonder if that's one of the reasons it might have gotten canceled because it's just expensive to do period piece stuff.
Yeah. And it's period piece stuff in like L.A.
Yeah, and I don't know like what viewing numbers are because we never get to know that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And man, great show. I'd recommend that one too.
Yep.
To people as well. Great. It was my number 7.
Tyler, did you have any?
No, I don't think
Honorable
I watched
mentions?
many shows this year. I was trying to think of like what else come out.
Ahsoka, Mandalorian.
Maybe Ahsoka. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was like anything earth shattering, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I didn't watch many shows this year.
Kind of on the flip side of that.
I'm really enjoying Reacher.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's-
it's been
It's been really good.
good. Although it'll go into my 24 list
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it ends in 24.
We'll talk about that more next year.
Ooh,
This
tease.
year, next year.
A year from
A year from
yesterday.
What a tease.
now. What about most disappointing show or worst show that you saw this year? It may not have been disappointing in the sense of like you kind of knew it was going to be bad and it was bad.
Like Citadel.
Like Citadel.
Citadel was not disappointing at all.
We just knew it was going to be bad.
Yeah, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
I think for me, this one's Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all super hyped for this.
I feel like I was just hoodwinked. Like
Mhm.
I remember the first trailer for this came out. We were all like super
Winter
fired up.
Soldier.
Yeah, like it had a really cool vibe that we were all really looking forward to. And then it came out, and it was like,
Did you watch the last episode, or did
yeah.
you just?
Oh, I finished it.
Okay.
I
I
didn't
couldn't
didn't feel the
remember.
need to discuss it.
Oh, you haven't finished Moon Knight.
Yeah, no. The other was Mandalorian this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was also
season 3.
disappointing.
Yeah, it was low on my list too.
Mm-hmm.
So both bad and disappointing, those two shows.
Fair enough.
The Skull Island show was super disappointing,
Same.
especially with it being animated. Feel like you could
Same.
bring a little more out in that. And
Well, that's
it was
when you
just
can
like,
take chances, yeah.
just like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
It was just a nothing
I know
show.
there's one I think Luke's got to mention here.
Fall of the House of
Yeah.
Usher.
Oh,
I liked
yeah.
it. I liked it.
But the hype train was derailed pretty quick for you.
Yeah, it was still a big letdown. I love that people love it, though. Makes me super happy. Just keep giving Flanagan
Yeah.
Blank checks to make
blank
more
checks
things.
to make shows.
Let him.
Even if I hate it, I want him to keep making stuff. He's one of my favorite creatives.
I'm very, and this isn't for that, but I'm very excited for his Dark Tower.
Mm.
In 2034.
Yeah. I'm just very curious to see what he does with it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a weird thing.
Usher ended up. It's above the halfway point in mine. Like it's, but I gave it a fanboy worthy still. Like I liked it a lot. There were just 8 other shows that I thought were way better.
Mm-hmm.
So
Another one that's disappointing for me, and this is interesting because technically the show isn't done, is Invincible.
Invincible season 2, part 1.
Just a complete misfire on how to release a show.
Yeah, agreed.
We're going to give you 4 episodes. Then we're going to wait half a year.
I thought it was supposed to. Oh, they never put a date on it, did they?
I think it's like March.
Ugh.
I don't remember it, though. I haven't even finished what they've given me. It hasn't been that great. It's been okay.
Well, and that's another show that I was like, oh, they're breaking it up into 2 parts. I love Invincible, so I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah,
like
just wait till it comes.
I don't
It's
know. I
all
don't
out.
want to sit on half a season.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of frustrating when they did that with Stranger Things. But like at least the first half of Stranger Things felt finished.
Wasn't it like a week for Stranger Things?
It was like a
too?
month.
A month?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 3. It was like 3 weeks, I
Yeah.
think.
And that's not that.
No, it's not terrible.
It's not that bad, but it also does like this to me. This feels like we need to put something out,
And we're not
at the
ready.
end of this year, and it's not all done. So we're just gonna put out the first half.
Yeah.
Like it nothing in the story structure of the first half of it really screams to me like, oh yeah, this is like an awesome little piece, and like it is gonna keep me hyped up to get to the next one.
I did watch the Adam Eve thing.
That was great.
And I thought
Adam
that
Eve
was
thing was great.
awesome. It was like a great little like, hey, everybody's watching Invincible right now. I'm gonna watch this Adam Eve episode, and it gave me just enough.
Yeah.
Like it scratched the itch.
There's good stories in there, even in part 1. Like there's some interesting things that happen. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's different in a bad way. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Well, that's TV. That's kind of our thoughts on shows.
Do we want to do most anticipated TV, or do you want to do
Ooh.
that the most anticipated together at the end?
Tyler, why didn't you have this conversation with me before we started airing?
That's not
How we do things
on the
here.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, let's do it.
Okay, so for me, it's got to be Dark Matter at Apple TV. That it's based on the Blake Crouch novel, largely one of my favorite books, and Joel Edgerton's in it, and really looking forward to it. I think Apple's done a good job with what they make. I feel like they do really good with this kind of, gosh, what's the genre called? Suspective fiction? Is that the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. You just made up a word.
No,
Suspective?
Suspective, yeah. It's
I don't know what that is, sir.
Dude, I didn't sleep last night, so I'm fighting for my life over here. Gosh dang it, I can't think of what it's
for your
called.
life, you're fighting the mic.
Yeah.
Let's get in fights.
Yeah. I need new arms. No, I'm just really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Anytime one of your favorite books, comic books, anything gets adapted, you're immediately hyped up for it, I think.
Yeah.
And Dark Matter is very, very high on my list.
Mine is Arcane.
Arcane season 2.
Easy answer. We kind of talked about it with the trailer earlier. have to wait all year for it.
You do. Yeah, that's rough. I think, probably the one. I don't know if I can just choose one. We can talk about a couple, I guess. If I had to choose one, it probably would be True Detective Season 3.
Only like a week for that one, baby.
Yeah, that's coming soon. That's coming. I'm hyped.
Speculative fiction.
Speculative fiction.
What was the word you made up?
I said suspected.
I like that more.
But kind of, I think the sleeper show that I'm excited for, is Dune Prophecy.
Is that a 2024 thing?
Supposedly. It and the Penguin are both on the.
Oh,
The Penguin is for
Creature
sure.
Commandos. That comes out this year, right?
That is yeah.
Does Stranger Things come out this year?
No,
they just entered production
They just
today.
started production on that.
Okay, well.
That won't be this year.
Okay, well, next year. Yeah, Dune Prophecy, though. That is just flying under the radar.
Yeah, it's like I kind of forgot they were doing that.
Hyped. Let's go. All right. Well, yep. So those kind of things we're excited about. Oh, first time chatter.
Hello.
Hello.
They want to offer promotion of our channel.
Oh, well, darn. But Baroque says he got hyped when his favorite book series was getting a TV show treatment. The hype died as soon as I saw MTV was behind it.
I'm assuming.
Baroque,
hold on.
what?
Was this Shannara Chronicles, Baroque?
Oh,
I'm guessing that's what that was.
I remember that. I remember that show. I never watched it, but I do. Stephanie was kind of into those kinds of shows, so I offhandedly saw them. Indeed, it was.
I remember that. It had the
Shannara.
DJ kid from Arrow in it.
I think Manu Bennett was in it, too.
He was. They just took
Wait,
all
DJ
the.
Kid? Austin Butler?
Yeah. He was the lead in it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Still got this voice. Welcome to the Dune Planet. I'm gonna get you, Timothy Chalamet. I'm gonna put you down, and I'm gonna get you.
Why have we not done an Elvis biopic with Luke?
I know, right?
Because I'm a terrible actor.
All right,
We'll make
well,
it
darn.
animated so you can just
There we
voice
go.
act it.
Voice act.
If I
Perfect.
learned anything in watching movies this week, is that just doing a voice isn't enough to do a good performance. Boom, roasted. I'll get to that later.
All right. Well, let's move on to gaming in 2023.
Okay.
Okay. So, what was your guys' favorite, best game this year?
I think I can probably let you guys answer this one for me. I don't think I have to even.
Apex Legends.
I did play that this week.
The
but no.
Division, like the original Division.
Yes. No, for me it's Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Much like something else I hope to speak about later tonight, this was a 13-year wait, and I was very happy with it when it finally came out. Very few things that I didn't like in it, so definitely think it's a game that
It is a game.
swings and swings big. Maybe not always to its benefit, but
But it hits it out of the park more often than not.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, for me, as much as I love to read, the literary aspect of the game is
Yeah.
really cool. And yeah,
It has solid writing.
I like it a lot. And I'm happy that it was successful after all that time away, to come back and land even with more mainstream audience than the first game did, and land with, longtime fans of the first game. I think it was helped a lot by Control.
Yeah.
Control did a lot for it. And I'm thankful for that as well. So, but for me, it's got to be Alan Wake 2.
Sweet. Luke?
It's a game I haven't beat yet,
It's fine.
but I can say that the first third of the game and the second third of the game could individually be games of the year. And that's Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just unlike anything I've ever played. There's so much freedom in what you can do.
It would be my honorable mention. Same thing. I haven't
Yeah.
beat it, but man, it's incredible. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, it's
You guys keep hyping it up, and I
You
feel
just-
like
it's something you can't understand.
Until you
Until
play
you
it.
play it,
And
yeah.
I think it's like the thing for me that makes it so great too is it's so accessible for people who aren't like, you don't have to be good at video games to play this.
Yeah.
You have to literally be able to just move your hands a little bit. And I think it sounds really simple, but like Dana doesn't like playing some games because it's too fast paced and she can't aim and things like that. Like this,
you got to keep track of
This means
multiple
you don't
mechanics.
combat, the game pauses.
yeah, the game literally pauses during combat.
You can take
Yeah.
30 minutes
Yeah.
to make your decisions.
Yeah. It's great.
It's fantastic. I
Yeah.
think it's one of the best designed games I've ever played.
Yep.
Nice.
It's
sense.
seriously so good. And like, for me to get Dana to sit down and play a game like this that isn't a Nintendo game feels just like such an accomplishment for Baldur's Gate.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they brought in people that had never played D&D and never played video games
But I've
to
always
play
had
test their game.
and to
Just like,
always
"Hey,
have had an interest.
Can you try this for us?
Yeah.
Does this work?
Yeah.
They're like, no. I mean, it was in early access for like 8 years or
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
And I think that helped a lot too. So
Yeah.
the community could be like, hey, change this. This sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like taking your time to make something
Pays
pays off.
What?
What a concept!
Amazing.
Wow, that's crazy.
No, that both
Who'da
of those
thunk it?
both of those answers from you guys completely make sense and doesn't surprise me at all. My best game this year, my favorite game, I think. I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball.
I don't think it's going to be a curveball.
Solitaire,
Hogwarts Legacy.
It was a curveball.
not for me.
I thought you were
We
going
kind
to
of talked about it earlier.
We did.
I thought you were going to shock the world and say Starfield.
Yeah, no, Starfield's. Look, I played 3 games, new games this year. Really, like,
I forgot
Enough.
Hogwarts Legacy was this year.
Came out in February.
Holy cow.
Snubbed at the Game
Or
Awards.
early.
You knew that game was not going to get any Game Awards love, though. Not because of the game.
No, I know,
Snubbed
but I.
where?
What was it nommed for?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was completely snubbed.
I think it could have been in adventure game
Best,
or whatever.
yeah.
Maybe even RPG, even though it's not that deep of an RPG. But like,
Yeah.
it could have been in any of those smaller categories.
But like, it was a game that released with very few bugs. It's pretty well polished. It looks gorgeous. If you're a fan of Harry Potter and Hogwarts, like, what a unique experience just to be able to go run around that world, explore the Forbidden Forest,
and say Revelio like 5 billion times.
Revelio.
I love it.
Revelio. I'm not saying it's perfect game,
No, I love it. You're not. Yeah,
Okay,
you're not
okay.
upsetting me. I love that game.
but like, I think the combat's really good.
Feels good to play.
It feels
Combat
great to
in that
play.
game is So good.
Yeah, it's fun.
So yeah, no, for that's where that landed for me. Starfield is an honorable mention.
I would put Starfield in my honorable mention as well.
I think it's not quite fully realized. Like, there's something there, and it may just be that it's a Bethesda games, and Bethesda games just never launch quite as polished as you think they should be. And that might come later, or in a sequel, I don't know. But I thoroughly enjoyed my time in Starfield as well. So, yeah. And then
Sick.
what I've played of Alan Wake, I really like. So, those are those are the 3 games I played this year. So, I don't actually have any disappointments because all of the 3 games I played were actually pretty good, I think. What about you guys? Play anything that you were disappointed by?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I have 2,
Mm-hmm.
and one of those was Starfield.
Yep.
I think it's a good game. I think it's a really good game. But you play it and you just realize, like, man, Bethesda is so far behind.
They're very
in game
outdated.
development.
There's some technical things that it doesn't run as smooth. Some of the animation stuff is janky.
I just think their quest design is kind of like, while it's still good narratively, like it is older. Their
It does feel like
systems
this
are
game's
old.
been in the can for, not in the can, but it's been in development for 10 years,
Yeah.
and no one was like, hey, okay, so we're going to revamp this. And maybe that's limits of the engine and how they're building it, and I don't know, but you're right. It does feel aged.
Yeah. What's your other one?
Destiny 2 Lightfall.
Ooh.
Well, I think it's been a good year overall. The Lightfall release week was just kind of a down week for Destiny players.
Dude, that was probably the most negative Destiny
It was
week.
such a weird. I mean, even like Destiny community has been known for being negative, but
Yeah.
that week even felt weird.
I would say reactionary, not negative.
Okay.
Like, we hear something, they. I feel like I'm whatever now. But
You're
like,
distancing yourself.
But like, Bungie will say something or do something, and it's whoever can get the loudest reaction out fastest kind of thing. The community is just kind of weird at this point. But yeah, mainly with the story of Lightfall, it's just like, what is this? I paid a lot of money for this filler episode.
Is a filler.
And it just puts a lot of questions on. It has put not even just like questions in the community. There's like legitimate business questions moving forward with Bungie
Yeah.
as a company right now, and it's just like it was a disappointing year for Bungie, because if you play Destiny, you kind of just play Bungie. Because with their burn rate, their way they talk to their community, it's just like, well, everybody got laid off, and it like kind of feels like it just wasn't Bungie, it was Destiny.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
but it's been okay for the rest of the year. Season's been good.
For me, this year, and I think this one's probably on several people's lists. Maybe not here, but just kind of, worldwide.
This isn't necessarily a hot take.
No, Redfall.
Oh yeah.
For me, like fresh off of Deathloop, Arcane's riding high.
No. You guys told me this studio didn't make.
It's
Deathloop.
not. No. You didn't let me finish my thought, so naturally you jumped to that conclusion. So what I was saying is, fresh off of Deathloop, which is also an Arcane title, yet a different studio. You've played the older Arcane titles, so you're thinking, okay, Arcane really hasn't. Both Arcane studios really hadn't missed to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Prey was kind of a miss at launch, but became something that people
I was gonna
loved.
say it's kind of a cult classic.
And so like to this point, you're like, okay, they've done really well. I love the gameplay mechanics in Deathloop, in Dishonored, and all those games. Like they've had good systems, and then Redfall comes out, and you play it, and it's doesn't feel like any of those games, and it's terrible. Like, I played through the tutorial and was like, no way am I going to play this game. There's no way. There's no way. It's so bad. And I've heard that they've updated it, and I think people think it's better. I won't even give this another shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that bad.
Maybe it's my turn.
To give it a shot?
Yeah. I mean, they made Deathloop.
Okay, Luke.
Deathloop was great.
Just saying what everybody else said for the past year and a half.
Over in the chat,
Highly recommend
Baroque
Deathloop.
says Final Fantasy 16 was a bit of a disappointment for me, which by default means Octopath Traveler was my favorite game I played this year.
Octopath 2, baby.
Octopath
Good game.
Traveler 2.
Good game.
Yeah, you played that. I like that.
Still playing that.
Yeah.
That is one of those games that is like a bazillion hours long.
Oh, I love that.
But it's just fun. Like, I love sorry, we're going to riff on Baroque's pick. I love that it's 8 individual stories that occasionally cross paths with each other. And you kind of get to carry those characters around with you, and you grow attached to them through time. And it's just a good game. Beautiful music. The music for it's great. It's a great iteration on the first title.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
Can I do my honorable mentions real quick?
Of course.
I just forgot to mention them.
Yeah.
for disappointing.
No, for games I really, really liked.
Yeah, games you liked, but then, didn't get that top spot.
Remnant 2.
Freaking
Awesome game. Armor Core. Awesome game. Jasant. Awesome game. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Not talked about enough, honestly. Hi-Fi Rush. Incredible game. Boom. Just listen to those.
Yeah, some of my honorable mentions also on that list. Remnant 2. Obviously, I haven't beat it, but good game. I'm gonna throw Madden in there.
Madden.
I know, hot take.
Hey, they're on the rise after their 5.1 Metacritic last year or whatever. Right?
Yeah, right. It can only go up from there, baby.
Well, I mean, you can still go 5 lower.
I guess, but in Madden's world, and then I would also put. I don't know if I can do it though.
What, Zelda?
If it's a game I played in 2023, but it came out in 2022, is that okay?
Yeah, I don't care.
Final Fantasy VII remake. I'm gonna throw that on there.
I'm
One
not
of my
sure
favorite
it
games I played
counts,
this year.
but we're gonna
allow it.
We'll let it stand.
Great game. Great
you-
game.
Did you ever beat Tears of the Kingdom? No.
Oh, I did play that game this year. That game came out this year.
I thought it was good.
I think it's fine.
I think it's the more I've spent with it, the more it's too samey.
It maybe falls into my a bit disappointing because of that
Yeah.
as well. And I know like the whole Underrealms and like my favorite part is the right now I haven't played this game in 5 months.
I played
When
it
I was
this
playing it, like the above ground stuff was all great. Like especially the stuff in the air, the islands. That's all fun. Those puzzles are great. They're like little temples, basically. And I've watched Stephanie play stuff in the deep under
The Underdark.
the Underdark, whatever it's
That's what I
called.
was gonna call it.
I don't know. I don't remember what it was.
And I haven't none of what I've seen there is like compelling for me to like want to go down and play down there.
I loved the building.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's super
Oh, yeah,
creative
yeah.
and innovative.
That's yeah.
But yeah, it was even when they just announced it with the trailers. This is why it's not disappointing for me. It was the same map.
It's just too samey.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair. All right, well, we can move on.
Collect these tears again.
I want to know, guys, and feel free to expand this beyond just movies, but we're kind of moving into movies. But if you want to mention like something in video games or TV shows, what was the best music this year? Was there your favorite soundtrack? Maybe that exists. And like I said, the idea is we're moving towards the movie section here. But if you want to mention something from a game or a show, best soundtrack, best music, score, however you want to phrase that, I guess.
Here, let me go to my TV stuff real quick. Let me make sure I got all these shows.
As far as games go, I kind of mentioned it, but Octopath Traveler 2's music is up there as some of my favorite music. Octopath 1 as well.
Yeah.
The music in those are great. Octopath is now, I think, going to land itself in a similar places like Final Fantasy. It's like when those games come out, it's going to have a banger soundtrack.
Yeah.
Octopath is on that list too. As far as movies go, let Luke go.
Oh, okay. TV, I'd say my favorite soundtrack is probably Last of Us. I've heard it before, but it's iconic.
And it's good.
And the Crown music is super good. Gaming, my favorite soundtrack is probably Armored Core.
Dude,
I've been listening to it a lot.
Luke and I were listening to it when I
We're
went over there.
jamming.
It's pretty legit.
Also, Hi-Fi Rush. I mean, that music kind of has to be good, but... and then movies. This one is very fresh. Boy and the Heron.
Dude, for real though, so good.
Like, I thought it was going to be between some other ones,
Mhm.
and then me and Brett went and saw that, and it was just like, we were walking out of the theater, and I said, and it probably won't, so it's going to upset me a little bit. If that doesn't win Best Music, I might start a riot. Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And we might talk about it. Well, we'll probably review it later, so we'll just kind of hold off.
Yeah, I'm was talking to my brother-in-law tonight, and we're gonna try to go see it Saturday night
Nice.
since the Chiefs game's on Peacock, and I won't be watching it. So
Got Peacock.
if I don't go to the movie, I was gonna ask you if I could come over and watch it,
Sure.
but we'll see how it works out. It's
Who
also
knows?
his birthday, so.
Oh, okay, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough.
This is cool.
yeah.
It's cool.
But if if we can, we're gonna go see it Saturday night. So.
Yeah. No, up until Sunday, obviously, it was not kind of my favorite score, but we walked out of that theater and I was just like, I can't stop thinking about it. And I can't stop playing
makes
it
me
on
even more excited.
Spotify.
I'll say, my favorite is Godzilla -1.
It's my honorable mention. That's what my number 2 was,
It's one that like
or my
kind
number
of
1 was, and now it's
similar to
number
what
2.
you're saying. Like it's one I think about a lot.
Yeah.
When I'm at work, if I don't know what to turn on, I turn that on. I just so good.
Killer of the Flower Moon.
Yep.
That got a release date for Apple this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to watch it.
Spider-Verse is great music.
Yep.
I really like the music for John Wick. I feel like it's super underrated. I made a playlist on Apple Music, and it's just all the club songs.
Dude,
Oh,
yes.
nice.
And I called it Headshots,
Yeah.
more like Head Bops. Like, it's private. Only I can listen to it.
You're so selfish.
One of my honorable mentions, I think, Luke, I can't remember. I think this one might have been a little bit of a letdown for you, but Oppenheimer, I did like that score.
No, it's a fantastic score.
Oh, I thought you in the review didn't like it, but...
No, I like it. It's just, there's little parts in it.
Oh,
that it's
that's
like,
right. Yeah.
You use that exact same sound in Tenet,
Mm.
and those movies just aren't.
That's right, because you wouldn't tell me what it was, because you didn't want to ruin it for me. That's right. I knew
hear
it was something
I
with
hear
it.
it every time I've watched that movie, and it's just like, oh, those movies are so dissimilar, and it annoys me. But you know what? Then the movie's good, and I move on.
Yeah.
So
Oppenheimer,
and it's gonna
the
win
score is an honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
best
it's fair.
soundtrack for every award show, and I'm okay with it, even though it should go to Boy and the Heron.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, Dana was watching the Golden Globes last night, and Ludwig went on stage with the Oppenheimer guys.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like super young and just kind of hanging out. And you're like,
He's a
dude,
kid.
who's that kid back there? Dana's like, that's Ludwig. And I'm like, I know, it's a joke. But yeah, no, it is funny. But yeah, Oppenheimer is an honorable mention for me.
Nice.
Like that one a lot.
I'm trying to think if there's any bad movies I saw that had good
That had
good music.
had good music.
Yeah, this one for me.
Maestro had good music. Had to.
Knew you'd throw that one in
That
there.
one was not by. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Were there any? I think score / music is a weird one to think of like as like a disappointment, just because
I have two more honorable mentions.
you don't typically go in thinking like, okay, this score is gonna be maybe like Oppenheimer was that for Luke, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Maybe, but like barely.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Tyler, what were your other honorable mentions? Real
Mutant
quick.
Mayhem
Yeah.
and Barbie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both good.
Just kidding.
Both good. Both good.
Both good music.
My last honorable mention is A Haunting in Venice. I think
I
that
didn't get
has-
to see this one.
I think that
Good
has
film.
excellent
yeah,
soundtrack. Yeah. So
I
I
don't
think it's
remember. I'll
on
have to listen to it.
Hulu. It was on Hulu at least for a while. I don't know if it still is.
Probably is. Maybe I'll get Dana to watch that with me this week.
It's a good movie.
It's really, it's
It's a
good.
good movie. So I don't really have a. Oh, that was a bad soundtrack. Do you guys have some disappointments or a worse?
Rebel Moon. Bad.
Okay,
Bad.
well, yeah,
Bad.
I hadn't
Yeah.
hadn't really thought about that.
I couldn't even put it as disappointing because I didn't have much hope for it. But yeah, the soundtrack in that movie is.
I always go back
Awful.
to the night before, like it came out. I told you guys.
You're like, it could be good.
No, it's just like I know exactly what the score is. Gonna
Oh,
be.
yeah.
I know exactly what it's gonna be. And what was it? It's exactly what I said it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were lots of just unimpressionable soundtracks, uninspired soundtracks. But I don't want to spend
Usually, if the movie
too much more time
Is-
on it.
bad, I'm not really focused on it.
Yeah,
So there might be some not as good soundtracks in the bad movies I saw.
How was the music in Gran Turismo?
Uh,
Is it pretty just by the numbers?
I don't remember it. So I guess. You know what? If I don't remember it, it probably means it wasn't that bad.
So
I'll take a glass half full
there you go.
on it.
way
Like
to go, Luke. Glass half
Sports
full approach.
movies sometimes have good ones.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is a sports movie.
I read your review for it today, actually.
Pretty good movie.
Nice. All right. So let's move on to Best Actor. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
That was interesting.
I was trying to add a little flair. My bad.
This came down to two
Your
people.
flair sucks.
This came down to two people for me.
Ooh.
One was Ryunosuke Kamiki. He was the lead in -1.
Mm-hmm.
Loved his performance. It evoked so much emotion,
Yep.
even, and in response provoked a lot of emotion within me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and I struggled a little bit with this because I thought maybe it's just recency bias, but I think it's Zac Efron in the Iron Claw.
Oh.
I mean, he's so good in that.
He's
so
good.
he's
Man.
better than he has any reason to be. Like it's so impressive. The dude almost died 3 years ago. Like I don't think we're talking about this, but like he almost died a few years ago. Kind of disappears for a while and comes back with this performance, and you're just kind of floored by it. And it's not an easy role to play. Like emotionally, it's one of those movies. Like I thought about it a lot, and I just hope that they had therapists on set.
Yeah.
Because the subject matter for this movie is just so heavy.
Mm.
And I think he does a great job. He stands out amongst a stellar cast of just more people who are phenomenal. And I can't not give it to him for me. Like it has
Yeah.
to be Zac Efron in the Iron Claw. I just think he's too good to not.
All right. I like that take. Luke, do you agree? Is that your choice?
It's not my choice, but I don't disagree.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm gonna mention two as well, and one of them, I feel like it's one of the more obvious kind of choices. It's Paul Giamatti.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was
In the
on
holdovers.
my list. I wrote down 3 names and then I was like trying to eliminate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
My surprise answer, I think, would be Robert Pattinson in The Boy and the Heron.
Mm.
Voice work,
Yeah.
and you watch it and you're just like, no way.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
We said that after the trailer too. We were
Well,
like,
just
is
wait
that
till
really
you see
him?
the movie.
Is it even crazier?
It's so crazy.
He was honestly in a lot more of the movie than I expected.
Yeah. But totally unrecognizable the entire and
Yeah.
like just his voice is totally unrecognizable the entire movie.
Yeah, and he's fantastic.
Like you hear other people and you're like, "Oh yeah, it's Christian Bale."
Yeah.
Right,
Oh, that's
like-
Dave Bautista.
Yeah. Dave Bautista, that one surprised me.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was a yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, his voice is, man, just shout out to like do great voice work instead of just talking in your normal voice. I just think that's awesome.
Yeah.
This is his first role too, as a voice
First
actor.
animated. or
Yep, first voice
actor role?
action acting
Look at the kid go.
performance.
What do you know? Mine is Paul Giamatti
Yep.
in The Holdovers. Although I would like to, kind of my honorable mentions would be Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Joe Bob.
Joe Bob. And
Joe Bob.
I don't know how to phrase this because I think it's such a but you mentioned Robert Pattinson, so I'm actually going to mention how it's probably more supporting. This is probably more like a best supporting actor.
That's
nom.
okay.
It's just best
But
actor.
But
doesn't
I
have to
really
be
love the
lead.
performance. I guess that's true. It's Bradley Cooper in Guardians 3.
Yeah.
I know everyone's
Yeah,
like, he
he's-
wants the Oscar for Maestro. He did fantastic in Guardians as Rocket, and like
He really
I
does
know,
want it for Maestro though.
I know he does, but like that performance, the voice acting aspect of it, what I assume would be Sean Gunn's
mocap.
mocap,
yeah.
and the CGI that the CGI artist did was all brilliant. I think it worked so well all together.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I like that.
Happy to surprise you guys.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
All right. Did we have any disappointing performances this year? Is Luke gonna mention Rebel Moon in every disappointing category?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there's anything disappointing about that movie.
I didn't put anybody in the disappointing actors or actresses because I didn't think about it.
That's fair.
Here we can. I didn't either actually,
But
but we can peek.
I don't know. I think
Everybody in any Marvel movie this year.
Bro, I was just looking at Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I was like, that entire cast, maybe?
Any IP? No.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. I think this is a good answer. I don't remember their names. The ghosted actors.
Yes!
Oh.
Yes! Chris Evans and Ana de Armas.
You look at those two people, two of the sexiest
Yes.
people on the planet, and you go, this is going to be hot. And it's just like a cheese grater on your ears. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Funny concept? Nope. Just congratulations, you were a dumpster fire of the year. One of the two. You did it.
Another Chris I'll mention is Chris Pine in Wish. This was an animated role, so voice acting, and I didn't think there was really anything inspired about his performance.
Where did you get that star? Just kind of like that.
He threw a little more emotion into it, but it wasn't.
Where did you get the star?
So
I'm actually.
I love that you tail it off.
yeah.
Started off good. Nosedive.
All right, what about actress? Best actress.
I came down to two for this one as well. One being Minami Hamabe from Godzilla, and the other being Divine Joy Randolph from The Holdovers.
Yes.
Great choices.
Good choices.
And I think I lean more towards Divine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers.
Okay, yeah.
I think she's stellar.
Yeah.
She's freaking good.
She nails it. She comes from a goofy rom-com to this and just shows her range, and yeah, I mean, so much heart.
Yeah.
I think in her performance, and she is, the heart of that group, and it just works. It works so well. I loved it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's
Super
my
good.
pick.
Love it.
Mine is the person who's most likely going to win the Oscar, which is the Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon.
See, and I've not seen that.
Same. Yep, that's mine as
So
well.
good. I guess if I want to choose a or a voice / mocap role, it'd be the girl in Alan Wake. I don't remember.
Oh man.
The girl plays
Saga.
She won the Game Award, and I think it's well deserved.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out as an honorable mention because I agree, Lily Gladstone's my pick. Honorable mention: Margot Robbie and Barbie.
And her one scene in Asteroid City.
Why can't I remember her in Asteroid
It's
City?
the balcony scene at the very.
Oh yeah.
It's like the best scene in the whole movie.
That's right.
She's in it for 4 minutes.
That's right.
And it's
She does have a
so
nice
I
little
actually
cameo,
almost put Margot Robbie down as well.
But for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's one scene, it's 4 minutes, and when you finish the movie, it's all I think about.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is. It really is. Yeah. No. Good.
I would put Margot
Good
in the
suggestion.
honorable mention category for me.
Yep. No. All good. Any disappointing actress performances?
Ghosted again, I guess.
Ghosted again. Fair enough.
This is both of them were so bad.
The girl in Ant-Man.
The recast of Cassie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's awful.
Oh, they were all awful. So.
Well, yeah, it doesn't help. But she's awful.
Welcome to Ant-Man 3. I want you to know effort from everybody today. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's move on. Our kind of final category here. Best film.
Sorry.
No.
Going back to
We're
actor.
We're going back.
I want a voice actor too. Jackie Chan in
For
Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's so freaking good in that. Almost like at times unrecognizable.
Yeah.
So sorry. I was
No.
looking back through my list again.
That's great. Great suggestion. All right.
I need to watch
hiding
that
it.
again.
I've watched it like 7 times in the last 2
Because your
weeks.
kid likes it?
She loves it.
I don't believe you. I think you really want to watch
Well,
it.
yeah.
Use it as an
Baroka,
excuse.
I want to know is Joaquin Phoenix a
Disappointment. It was
Is
disappointment when he posted it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a.
My name's Napoleon, and I am French.
You think you're so great because you have boats.
Oh, what did they do in that movie? Or the weird sex.
Oh yeah. I can't. Oh, what is?
Oh, Broke, what were the weird noises they made? Type it out in chat.
Oh yeah. Well, it happens. Because
I
I think Joaquin's a good choice for Napoleon
I think he was good
on
in that,
paper. Yeah, and I think there are aspects of the performance that I like, but I don't know if it was direction or what, but something didn't quite click.
too. Pacing probably.
Definitely.
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 For like every problem in that movie, it's just like pacing.
Oh wow. All right, so we are gonna move on to our best film
We're
category.
doing animated
here.
or
yes?
first?
Sorry, best animated film.
I'm gonna go Mutant Mayhem. I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron, so
Well, I'm gonna go The Boy and the Heron.
yeah.
I'm gonna go Boy and the Heron as well, but
Beeping like a
Oh, he just stands there beeping at her to get some. Beep 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 beep.
what a strange movie.
what an interesting choice.
Ridley Scott was like, "That's the take. That's the one."
Okay. Focus back
Vanessa
up.
Kirby really good in that too, though.
So yeah, that's true. Vanessa Kirby really good in that. Yeah, best animated. We have two of us have voted for The Boy and the Heron.
Yep.
Tyler's Mutant Mayhem. Both
Potentially subject to change, apparently.
excellent choices though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Mutant Mayhem may just be close enough to you as a like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
Yeah.
fan that
I'm a
The Boy and
sucker for Ninja Turtles.
The Boy and the Heron might not sway you off of that. But there were I saw a ton of animated movies.
There's
this
some.
year.
We were talking about this at church on Sunday. There's so many good ones
There's
this
so
year.
many good ones.
It's such a good category.
We have Across the Spider-Verse,
Yep.
which despite it being set up for obviously a part 1 of 2, is still really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like a super solid part 1 of 2.
You have Mario.
Got Mario, which I didn't love, but a lot of people did.
It's amazing.
Nimona. That was a Netflix one that I thought was really, really well done. Yeah, those are probably the good ones. The other ones I saw, Migration,
The Ducks.
Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken.
I saw the Mighty movie.
I saw the Paw Patrol Mighty movie.
I've seen that one too.
Yep. Wish.
Did not see Wish.
I mean, I've talked about all those, so you know that they're not like top of the list.
I don't know
But
what you're talking about. Mighty movie is A++.
just wait for the sequel when it's the exact same movie.
Just I was gonna
focused
say
on-
both of them are
Focus on Rebel.
The Paw Patrol movie and the Mighty movie are the same movie, and
They have a formula and they stick to it.
they do.
If it works.
Hire a popular social media person, put them in the role of news reporter.
Logan Paul.
This one it was Lil Rel Howery.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
You would recognize him, I think. The first one it was Jimmy Kimmel, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Thank goodness I haven't had to rewatch that film. Anyways, disappointing Marvel film.
It's kind of synonymous at this point.
Slip of the tongue. Disappointing animated films. Tyler, were there any that you watched that you were like super bummed out or just thought were bad?
Trying to think. Luke's list is more comprehensive than mine.
I think
I just was using my letterbox.
Ant-Man?
So.
Does that count?
as an animated. I mean, everything but their heads, right? Is probably.
Well, yeah, the mask has to come up. So
I don't know. Not really.
I don't have any disappointments.
I don't know if anything was really a disappointment. Wish was worse than it.
You thought it would be?
I thought it would be. It's a disappointment in that regard.
I'm going to be honest. I had zero hope for that movie.
I just with the amount of and look, we have constantly said that more money does not make a movie better. But with the amount of time and money they had put into this, I was expecting at least, something more salvageable than what it was. That said, my kid still likes it, so shoot, like.
And if she likes it, you like it.
Target
proxy.
audience. Target audience. Okay, best live action feature film. What do we got?
Rebel Moon.
Oh, what? Stop the presses.
What a twist, right? No, mine is Killers of the Flower Moon. It sat there for a while. Some came close, but I think that movie impacted me the most. Thought it was a very, very powerful story and just extremely well done. So
It is. A master at the top of his game, right?
I'm going to echo the things that Luke just said, but for a different movie. For me, it's Oppenheimer. That movie, if you go back to that episode, it really sat with me. That story, just kind of everything that went into it, from his upbringing to the way the government handled things post, to the way the project was carried out. I don't know what it was, but that movie stirred something in me to want to learn more about that situation. I went out and bought the autobiography of Oppenheimer, and it's a movie that I think about a lot, and not just in how did this movie make me feel? And that oh man, our government really sucked. It continues to suck, but sucked. It's just it's an interesting.
You're telling me this isn't a new development?
It's an interesting point in U.S. and world history that I think I was really happy the way they handled some of the things that they avoided doing to tell a story that still accomplishes what it needs to accomplish. And it's just one I look forward to watching again.
Nice. For me, it's Godzilla -1.
That's my honorable mention.
It
boom, boom, boom.
kind of came out of nowhere, and I have a love for Japanese Godzilla films.
You do.
Some can be super silly, like the American versions, but there are some that I think just really hit home on another level. They're just more thoughtful, and this particular film had everything from good writing to good CG to fantastic performances. Tyler mentioned
two of them.
And yeah, it was a movie with a lot of heart, and I really appreciated that, and it stuck with me the last couple months. So
I'm very excited to buy that movie, and sit down and hopefully get Dana to watch it.
Yeah.
The thing I would also mention about that movie, I feel like as far as Japanese Godzilla films go, and admittedly I've not seen a ton of them, I feel like this one's very accessible.
Yeah.
For people who aren't comfortable watching foreign language films,
Sure.
I feel like this one does a great job of making that easy for you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there is it does even a better job than like the last Toho Godzilla movie was Shin Godzilla in 2016, and there's a lot more of the board meetings, and it's a government agency that's trying to so there's just a lot more talking, and that dialogue is all really good, but in -1 I think there's a lot of action that goes along with that dialogue. There's a lot of doing while you're talking, and so you're still getting that exposition, but there's a lot more happening on screen that can kind of keep you interested if you're not as into reading the subtitles.
Right.
So.
And there's even a brief moment of English in it.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind when it happened. I was like, oh, does this have, and it didn't have subtitles, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, all right.
That's neat.
My honorable mention is actually going to be, we can talk about some of our top 5 to 10, but Creed 3, a movie from early in the year that I think is going to get looked over for a couple reasons. Jonathan Majors being part of that conversation.
Yep.
But,
sorry.
A good movie, good performances, and get to blood flowing, like a good action movie.
Yeah.
Good fighting movie.
I'd throw The Holdovers and The Iron Claw in. I know it's
Yep.
recency bias, but both movies fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird to like look at my list. Like you mentioned Creed 3, and it's like, oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yep.
18.
Yeah.
It's just like, did I misjudge that movie? This is this internal struggle I have
Well,
with
Killers of the Flower Moon 10, Oppenheimer is 14 for me.
16.
So like,
Yeah.
they're both movies that I really think are very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't resonate with me the same way they
Yeah.
resonated with you guys. And I think that's what's wonderful about having, coming on and having three people give their thoughts, is that we get, if you watch a YouTuber who's, just a solo act doing their thing, like, that's fine. You understand that is their taste, but I like being able to kind of discuss the variety of taste we have.
Yep.
So,
just kind of go through my top 5 here.
Yeah.
Real quick. The Holdovers is my number 2.
mm-hmm.
It just finally got to watch it right at the end of the year, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
Did not disappoint at all.
Yep.
Number 3, this is my most recent watch, which is The Boy and the Heron.
Mm-hmm.
I freaking loved that movie so much. I think it might be the best example in a long time of show don't tell. Because I'd say half that movie is strictly visual.
Yeah. Oh,
or
yeah.
if you aren't watching it, you won't understand what's going through the character's mind.
Yeah. For sure.
Number 4 is Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I honestly think this movie's super underrated. I don't think people went to go see it, which is wild to me because
Top Gun
everybody
did
went and saw Top
so
Gun.
good last year.
Which is a dad movie. I feel like dad movies do strangely well.
Mm-hmm.
But
Was that this year? Top Gun?
No.
that was last year.
Oh, it's
22.
Like, whoa.
But no,
It's like, oh my gosh.
Fallout also did incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Top Gun, but it made like $700.
It made a lot of
$800
money,
million
yeah.
dollars.
Yeah.
And
This just
Dead
did
Reckoning
not.
it was a bomb.
It just
I mean,
sank.
it cost a ton because it was in COVID for so
Mhm.
long. But I honestly think it's the second best Mission Impossible movie under Fallout. They do a lot of different stuff. I think they take some fun chances with it, with their characters, and just awesome action set pieces.
Yeah.
I think it's super underrated. Then my number 5 was Godzilla.
Nice.
Nice.
So.
I also want to throw out Asteroid City.
Yeah.
Again,
Great movie.
If you know and like Wes Anderson, you'll like this.
Or
Is that directed at me? So that I don't go watch it?
I will add though, I had never seen a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah.
And I went and saw this, and it's pretty highly rated for me. I liked it a lot. I bought it on Black Friday because it was like $5, and I was like, yeah, I like that movie enough to spend $5 on it. Yeah, that's a good one.
It is. And then The Creator is another one I want to throw out there.
It's a good one.
So
Great.
I that's kind of one where people like really liked it or like were really disappointed by it.
I'll throw in They Cloned Tyrone as well.
Yes. That is a good one. That is a good one.
Man, I just feel like my top 20 is just like, man, I really like that movie a lot. Why is it so low?
You know what we really haven't mentioned this year?
Superhero movies?
movies.
Yeah, it's because none of them were
Guardians is the best.
breathtaking.
Guardians
Yeah.
is the best one, yeah. I would agree.
Easily.
I really liked Blue Beetle and The Flash. I know The Flash is really dependent on who you are.
I think we all liked The Flash, though, right? Or did you not like it?
I'm more so mean just like
The general.
everybody.
Yeah.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
You either really liked it or really did not.
I liked aspects of it.
Yeah.
I really liked aspects of it. And
But yeah, Guardians is, and I guess Spider-Verse.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I will say my surprise movie of the year, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Honor Among Thieves. Very good.
Was not like we were all kind of hoping, this will be fun. It was actually just a good movie.
Mhm.
Like I really enjoy it.
yeah,
Yeah.
my two surprises were I think John Wick 4,
Yeah, I would agree.
which I think is the best John Wick movie. Gosh, that movie's so epic.
I need to rewatch them all again.
what was the other one I was just gonna say? Oh, Haunting in Venice.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen the first two because I heard they were so bad. This one had good reviews. Went and kind of saw it as a joke, and it was awesome.
My kind of surprise would Sisu was the I think it's Swedish
Yeah.
kind of revenge film.
Johan Vick.
Yeah, a nice, slow, brooding, kill all the Nazis movie. So
Yeah,
I mean,
Those are always fun.
Always fun.
That one is in my disappointments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I liked it, but the ending is so whatever. Like,
Oh, just with the
just like, really? This movie's been aggressively violent throughout, and then the last 10 minutes just like, okay, this is dumb. And I like dumb movies.
I kind of you do. No, you do, and I don't. But I kind of forget the dumb part of that movie.
The thing is, your movie has to start dumb if it wants to end dumb and for me to enjoy it. Which is why I like Meg 2.
Who is this?
Transformers
Meg
movies.
2.
Who is this chatting?
Oh, let's see.
Rice. That pink is messing with my eyes, man.
It's too little for me. I can't read it.
My Twitch is not loading.
It's
on
Rye.
my-
It looks like an S. Anyways, they said 2023 was the year I discovered that Wes Anderson is not Wes Craven.
Oh, very big
Yeah,
difference there.
huge difference.
Definitely.
Rye Cerrone.
Rice Aroni. Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I got
they
you.
were in the chat like not that long ago. Yeah.
And then D&D was an awesome movie, top 3 of 2023. Yeah,
That
It's a good
movie's
one.
so awesome, and if it doesn't get a sequel, I might cry a little bit.
I think they've
I think there's
think
like
they've-
Chris Pine said something about
Yeah.
a sequel.
Just do it.
just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Disappointments for 2023, or just straight up worsts. Because I know Rebel Moon isn't a disappointment for Luke because
Rebel Moon's the worst movie of the year. I don't
That's-
think that's a discussion.
I have one that's worse.
Really?
65.
Oh.
I would rather watch.
forgot you
I
saw
would
that.
rather watch Rebel Moon than 65.
I forgot you saw that.
I forgot the movie existed.
I kind of.
Stephanie and I, it was like one of our first date nights of 2023. We go out, we're like, hey, it's an Adam Driver dinosaur movie. Like, what could go? Like, even if it's bad, like, it'll be fun, right? And it's just not fun.
If you want to watch an Adam Driver
It's not
dinosaur movie, just go
good.
watch Ferrari.
'Cause he's
Adam
a-
Driver playing an old guy.
He's an old
Oh.
guy. There you go. There you go. Is there room? Hold on. Baroque in the chat says, "Is there room for Expendables 4 in this conversation?"
I
Or
did not see it.
Expendables.
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 I didn't see it.
It's
I've
one.
seen none of those movies.
It's a movie that I
Oh,
still.
dude, the first two are actually, I think, worth it.
Okay.
This for me, the disappointment is a movie I did like, but it's Napoleon. I think I had more faith in Ridley Scott than I should have for this. But it all comes down to pacing, as Lou said earlier. The pacing for that movie is very off-putting. I mean, the war stuff is great. There's a lot to like about it, but it really just didn't. I thought that movie would blow my mind.
Yeah.
It just didn't. I thought it had the recipe to be way better than it was.
Yeah. The ingredients were there.
Yeah.
I think it probably comes down to something with the writing, and that's, that needed to be addressed early on. But whatever happened to kind of set this up as this, it's just this like boom, 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 Wikipedia go down the list of
It's the
things that
vignettes
happened.
of- yeah.
Yeah. Which is it. I think it can be interesting, but narratively, it just didn't flow well.
It didn't make for a great movie.
Yeah.
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 Right, I've got two. I kind of already mentioned Sisu, but the first one for me is more the Oscar style, which is Maestro. I'll get to that later because I'll probably do a more full review. The other one, I want to see if you can guess. It's a movie that me and Tyler both liked. Brett didn't,
It was a disappointment.
but is still
Fast
disappointing.
X.
Yes, and it's all just because of the ending.
Yeah, the ending of that movie is so
So
frustrating.
bad. Oh, I can't not wait for Fast X Part 2. Back in the Habit.
more just disappointed in the title.
Fast
I
X.
still think Fasten Your
Fasten-
Seatbelts
yeah,
would have been
dude.
way better.
Would have been absolutely.
Lean in.
I was on the Fasten Your Seatbelts train for a long time. I was really bummed that it was just Fast X. Good thing we got Godzilla X Kong coming out next year or whatever.
Oh boy.
Godzilla, tin your seatbelts.
I like it.
Kong.
I like it. It's him telling Kong to fasten,
To
his
fasten the
seatbelt.
seatbelt. A disappointment for me, and I think hindsight's always 20/20. So you all will probably be like, really? That was like a disappointment. Ant-Man 3 just felt so not like an Ant-Man movie, and it was still Peyton Reed. It was still that, we had the cast there, but it just felt like it was really trying to be something else
It felt
entirely.
He was trying to be Star Wars, man.
It felt like
It was.
it came straight out of the Marvel assembly line. Out of something that hadn't really been in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it lost what had made it unique.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was a disappointment. For sure. But
So just Marvel in general this year was
Marvel
pretty
in
much
general was a disappointment.
outside of Guardians.
Yeah. Yeah. DC was weird because I liked some of the stuff that
Yeah.
they put out, but
But it's like it's dead on arrival.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. And even because what were the DC movies? Were The Flash, Blue
Blue
Beetle,
Beetle.
and Aquaman?
Shazam.
And Shazam. I liked Shazam. I haven't rewatched it, so I'm afraid it will not age well. Blue Beetle was the only genuinely good one, I think, out of that.
Mhm.
I think The Flash has moments, has a few things, and Aquaman, it
It's
at
fun.
least well, like we were kind of talking about with Ant-Man, it at least kind of retained some of what made
Yeah.
the original Ant-Man kind of its vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So, or sorry, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rice Roney over in chat says, so I came in late. Did Bottoms show up on any of your radars for 2023? It has
No.
shown up now. For whatever reason, I have started seeing people's best of lists for 2023, and it's
I've been seeing it too.
and it's on there, so it's gotten my attention now. And so I'm hoping to catch it at some point, maybe during kind of the slow
I bet,
start to
I bet
24.
Tallgrass will show it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But did you like Bottoms, Rice Ronnie? I'm curious. Yeah. Other than that, a lot of things did kind of hit where I expected them. So, what about looking forward? 2024. What are we most excited for? What's on our most anticipated list for 2024?
I feel like we're all excited for Dune.
Yeah,
Dune Part
Dune
2.
feels like a layup.
So I didn't write that one down. I've got 3 that I'm super excited for. Don't look at my list yet. You
Go ahead and say them.
Cheating.
punk.
Say your movies.
The first one, even though I did not really like the trailer, I'm still very excited for Furiosa.
Mm-hmm.
Love Fury Road, so I'll always take another Mad Max story from George Miller. The other one, second one, Wicked.
Oh, yeah.
I have to wait all year for part 1. Yeah, very curious with that. I've been vocal about how I wasn't excited for a pop star to be Galinda.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. Ariana Grande's a decent singer, so. Last one. Twisters.
Twisters, yes.
I am really, really excited for this movie. I had my own little bit on the show for a long time about this movie. Might have more on that next week.
For me, Dune, obviously, we mentioned that one. The Fall Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Emily Blunt, let's go!
I think that movie looks
Ryan
good.
Gosling.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Kingdom of the Planet is on my short list for sure.
Dude, if that movie sucks, Legend of Zelda getting canceled immediately.
And then I wanted to say Wicked because I am excited for that, but I don't know if it's in my top 3. I don't know. It would be my third though. It's hard to say. Probably Madam Web.
You know why? A lot of those Sony superhero
kidding.
movies I'm actually really excited for, just to maybe not watch, just hear about. Like, what is the discourse around this movie?
Okay,
Are we hating it?
that is a 2024 movie. I didn't realize it.
Oh, Mickey 17.
No, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, yes.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Robert Eggers'
Yeah.
Dracula movie.
Yep.
I didn't realize that was a 2024 movie until
Christmas.
just now. So that's yep. That might, outside of Dune, might be my number 1.
You go to
'Cause-
Nosferatu.
That dude's gonna make a weird Dracula
I'll
movie.
be a Wicked.
Absolutely.
And I'm very excited for it.
Absolutely. Mine are, Luke just mentioned it, reading off of Touchscreen, Mickey 17. It's Bong Joon-ho. And
our
Robert
boy Patty.
Pattinson, as we like to call him. I like to call him that. No one else does.
I like to call him Bobby P.
I'm a big fan of Alex Garland, so I'm excited for Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
Yeah, I like Luke always says that A24 movies they
zig when everyone else zags.
right, and so I want to know what that zig is.
Yeah.
There's a demon. President is possessed by a demon.
President is a
Ooh,
demon.
Probably a good bet.
I like it.
As A24 moves into more IP and franchise, though, I think they'll lose some of that.
Yeah,
craziness.
and I could see this being
Don't back down, A24. Keep
being a little
weird.
more like that, but I don't know. My third one is I feel like I just have to mention it. I'm morbidly curious.
Morbidly.
Joker 2.
Yeah, you can have fun with that, buddy.
Folia
Deluxe.
Joker 2, Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, we don't have any DC movies coming out this year, right?
Nope, nothing.
We
Just
have-
Creature Commandos, and that's it, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And then we just have the one Deadpool 3, which I could care less about.
It's the
But we
number
have-
1 on IMDb.
I think we have 6 Sony Spider-Man movies.
We have Madam Web, apparently Venom.
3. Craven.
Craven is supposed to come
that's
out.
right. I kind of forgot that movie existed.
That was supposed to come out this year, right? It got bumped. Yeah.
Morbius 2.
You know what?
It's Morbin time again.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Inside Out 2. Rice Aroni mentioned.
That's a good one to mention,
Yeah, I'm excited about that as well.
I haven't watched a trailer for this, but Lisa Frankenstein, he has that on his list too. That's the Zelda Williams directorial debut movie. With Sweet Life of Zack and Cody Kid
Yo, yeah.
and Ant-Man Girl.
Oh, well,
So I don't know if that recipe is gonna work, but we'll see.
who knows? Maybe. And here's what I also want to mention. Going into every year, I look forward to those films that I have no idea exist yet and will come out of the woodwork and surprise me. The holdovers of what's going to be the holdovers of 2024, right?
The Holdovers 2.
I don't know
What did I call it earlier? The Holdouts?
The holdouts. I was like, the hold unders? I don't know what that is. Yeah. I think 2024 will be an interesting, and we can do a little bit of a more deep dive on it later
Yeah.
episode. I think 2024 will be a very interesting year for movies.
Will the strikes be impacting this year at all? Maybe for some of the smaller stuff, but not the...
I think the strikes have already impacted the year in a way, like just because of how things got shifted around. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I do think it's gonna make for a incredibly weak holiday season. Like
I'm going to be honest, I don't hate that.
I don't either because
Holidays are busy enough.
because and what it does is like this year, what was the big blockbuster this year for the holidays? Aquaman, which no one cared about.
Aquaman 2, Dead on Arrival.
But I think it leaves room for people to go see things like The Iron Claw and Poor Things, or there's some of those smaller movies that will kind of creep in because of that, and that would be my hope. With looking at the schedule as it is now, the schedule. Part of those release things will have shifted and will allow for maybe some quieter movies to rise to the top, get a little more noise.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, Francis Ford Coppola's Restaurant in the chat. Francis Ford Coppola returns with his first film in 13 years, self-financed, decades in the making, and it apparently has not had a very smooth production. Sci-fi passion project about an architect. An architect reconstructing New York as a utopia after a disaster. That's Megalopolis.
Okay.
I am not yet convinced that movie is actually coming out this year. Just because of all of the problems that it's had in development. But I am kind of morbidly curious as well about this one.
Morbidly.
When I say morbidly curious, it means I don't have a lot of faith in
Curious
the movie.
to death.
I don't have a lot of I'm not excited about the movie, but I'm okay. Maybe it'll be, it's kind of sometimes fun to watch the train wreck, right? That's interesting, seeing how the physics and sometimes it's fun to watch a bad movie because you're like, how did this get made?
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know. So, who knows? But that is our awards. Whew, boy. Hour 20. Real quick, what we got any news stories before we wrap up with Luke's 16 million things he did this week?
I can very quickly run through Five Nights at Freddy's 2 officially in the works, according to Josh Hutcherson. Stranger Things Season 5 entered production.
Cool.
Steven Yeun left the Thunderbolts movie.
Good.
And Hi-Fi Rush, rumored to be coming to Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yeah.
You know what Xbox should actually just do? Just put Game Pass on Switch.
They wanted to. Nintendo said
And if
no.
if it's playable on Switch, physically possible, then it will be on the Game Pass Switch.
If only Nintendo would have agreed. Nintendo doesn't like Phil.
Nintendo likes their walled garden,
Neither
and
does
they'd like everyone
Sony.
else to stay out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they don't like Phil because Phil, I guess, wanted to buy Nintendo.
I had a
10 years
had
ago.
a whole prediction 2 years ago about their relationship being they're gonna have a partnership and
We're gonna get a Mario Xbox
My
game.
prediction was right on point. It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
It was attempted, but an indie. Okay, real quick, do you guys do an indie
Centric
show?
We're all over the place.
Yeah, we're all over the map.
Yeah, that is true. We are kind of all over the map.
We don't really have a set anything. We just kind of just talk about
What we want to talk about
what
each week.
we want to, and it might be a DC movie or Star Wars, and it might be
This next year is going to be very indie centric, I think.
Yeah.
yeah,
By necessity.
Yeah.
or even we had an episode that was RRR and Stranger Things. It's
Best of both worlds.
international blockbuster streamer TV show.
Like a special episode, not typically. We don't.
It would be more for the single review.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Holdovers review.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, not a dedicated best indies of the year or anything.
No.
I don't think we see enough of them.
Not typically.
Which technically also isn't our fault. We don't
we
live
don't
in a
always
major
get
market.
'em.
We don't live in a major market, so it is sometimes a struggle to get around to things.
Holdovers was here for a week.
Yeah, I wanted to go see Poor Things, and it was on the other side of town for 3 days.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then they were like, yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, and this is not our job.
Sad day.
So we all have other real jobs. So we have to make do with what we have, which is good enough for us, but
If there's any request,
We got kids and stuff.
if you've got a request for something you want to see us talk about, hit us up.
Send it in.
Yeah.
And if we can accommodate that, we will.
Absolutely. Luke.
Yeah, give
I
us
have some news
your...
source. Gerard Butler to reprise role in live action How to Train Your Dragon.
This is cool.
Don't hate that.
Yeah.
I compare that to...
I don't need this movie, but
I don't
ha-
need the movie.
I don't need the movie, but
But
I
if
also
I'm gonna
don't hate
if
the
I'm gonna
story.
get
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
I don't hate it.
Mindhunter 3 season 3 might happen. What?
Oh yeah.
We're talking about this for realsies?
We just needed the killer to do poorly, and it worked.
Did he read my killer review?
Did you read the article?
No.
Oh, it's very.
I don't read
like,
I don't read articles. I read clickbait headlines and run with it.
Yeah, you got fooled. I think. He was just kind of saying like. He's talked about it in the past, potentially getting it back together, and
Yeah.
if they do, he's going to be a part of it because he's not letting them make another season of that show without him.
Listen, Dave.
So it's pretty,
Dave.
pretty outlandish, but
Dave, everybody wants it.
yep. Even the actors.
Yep. I'll be there day one to binge it.
Absolutely.
Can't wait. It will kind of freak me out a little bit, but that's okay. That show is creepy.
It is.
Love it. What's the last thing I have? Oh, this is... I don't even know if this is true or not. I couldn't tell. Letterboxd adding TV show.
I saw that as well. Reviews.
Logging feature.
Mm-hmm.
Which is about dang time, let me tell you if it's true. 'Cause I watch a lot of TV as well. And it's just like, well, I can't... How am I supposed to...
How
How am I supposed to remember that I watched this?
track it? You don't have an Excel spreadsheet? Come on, man.
Google Doc.
Well, this week Luke and I did one thing together. We can talk about our, and we've talked about it a little bit throughout the show. The Boy and the Heron. We went and saw the new Studio Ghibli film. Super good soundtrack. Oh my gosh. But a great personal, a way more personal story. I think about life and relationships and grief and letting go. It's everything I expected and more. And weirder than I expected, and I loved it.
Are you guys on Hollywood Stock Exchange?
Sadly, no.
No. We're on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram.
But Luke, what were your thoughts on?
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. This was my first Ghibli film, actually.
That's right.
I'll take any insult, and I'll accept it for not watching any previous ones. I'll get to them, I promise. So yeah, this was a very interesting first experience, and I honestly loved every second of it. Miyazaki's mind is so interesting, and I love the world he let me explore.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting a full-on fantasy, I don't know, sci-fi exploration of grief and depression for a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just brilliant, and the soundtrack is the best of the year in my opinion. I think the voice acting is awesome. Every single frame you look at is just a work of art.
Yeah.
You could freeze frame it anywhere and hang it up on your wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then just when the credits started rolling, I felt so good. This movie made me feel so good. And it's dealing with some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
But I felt good at the end of it, and I just loved that. And I want to see it again so bad.
Yeah. It'll be one that I add to the collection super fast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, the sound. I really loved the sound design of like all the sound effects, and like I'm not used to that type of animated sound design. I guess it's usually a little more. Oh, what's the word?
It's
fake. I don't know.
Yeah. It's stylized in a way that I think a lot of
anime and Japanese type movie I feel like does this.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'd watch Evangelion, it's not constant music and sound effects and talking like you would get in a Western style show or anything. It's, hey, I'm sitting in this room and you can like hear the wind blow or the bugs make noise. You can hear footsteps, and it's the only sound. I really like that.
Yeah.
Everything seems so intentional.
Yeah.
I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Like visually and sound wise as well.
It is a film that is okay with sitting in silence, and it's never complete silence, but we're not going to layer 100 ambient sounds in here. We're gonna focus on the one thing that we want you to focus on. It's very focused is maybe a good way of saying it.
And I think one of my favorite things about this movie is if you took out every single line of dialogue, I think I'd watch it and be just fine.
I'm very excited to get like a subbed version and listen to it in Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, the English, because we saw the English dub. Obviously, we were talking about Pattinson earlier, and all of the voice acting is incredible. I'm sure the Japanese version is also awesome.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's the movie does a really good job of showing, not telling, and lets you sit in those emotions. And I think you could watch it without even... I think I could watch it a second time at least. Maybe not the first time, but you could watch it the second time without even subtitles and just feel the film.
Yeah.
And get what Miyazaki's trying to...
I need filmmakers to watch it that aren't doing so good with the show and tell part of a movie and just watch it and be like, this is what I'm talking about. You don't need to go this hard with it. I understand exposition is a thing, and we need to move it along sometimes.
Yeah.
But just kind of pay attention and try and learn something from it.
Yeah. Agreed. It's a booyah for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a booyah. I've been listening to the soundtrack, and I usually only listen to soundtracks when I'm at work working. Not this one, baby. Just been listening to it like while I drive.
Yeah.
It's not a driving soundtrack at all. Oh, but it's like it's just a piano. There's a long cello section, and it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. And then like the section with I don't remember what they're called, the wada wadas. And that's kind of, I feel like it's a theme I've been kind of singing, which is the wah, 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 wah. Just stirs my heart, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to watch it.
Yeah, hopefully
I think you will love it.
Hopefully it works out Saturday. I can get to it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's one you need to watch in a theater too.
Baroque says that he watched the sub version and it was great. So
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to it.
Also, it's always really interesting watching in between sub and dub, and a lot of times you can get different contexts by how it's performed differently from the different actors.
Yeah.
Like I got that with when we saw Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, yeah.
I'd only ever watched the dub version. And then in theater it was the sub, and I was like, oh wow, that was really cool.
that was a good one to watch.
I need to watch that
in
one again.
theater.
It's been too long since I loved that movie.
This definitely made me want to go back and rewatch some of the other animes that I've watched and watch some new ones that I haven't yet. So
I just need to watch the other Ghibli stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of it.
Like
and
I
it's
said,
most of it's on Max.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'll accept any insult that is thrown at me that's like, bro, you haven't watched those because I haven't. And I know I'm wrong. It's like, I get it.
JT, welcome to the chat. You're late to another episode, but that's okay. We're just glad you're here. Honestly.
Yeah.
But you can go back and we know you'll go back and listen to it later. Rice Roney says, please add Sometimes I Think About Dying to your watch list. Okay, if it ever comes to your area.
I am interested in that one. It's a Daisy Ridley movie.
Oh, that's this.
Her indie film. I saw a trailer for it for a while back, and I was very interested in it.
Okay.
I have a feeling it won't play here.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, maybe I'll have some digital
Maybe for 2 days.
distribution at some point.
I'll
We'll get around to it and rent it. Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. Luke, what else do you do this week?
Well, we both
We did
watched
something
something.
else?
I feel like I half convinced you to watch one thing. The Meg 2, buddy.
Oh.
Literally the best movie of the year.
Yeah, so
It's not that.
I started the Meg 2 and it was a little late. I'm old man now, so I didn't finish it. I intend to. It's kind of silly and dumb, and that's it.
Kind of.
It kind of it knows what it is. So
This movie knows exactly what it is. It is so dumb. This is B action movie to the fullest extent. There's a scene where they are out 25,000 feet below the ocean, and they say, "You just have to get rid of the oxygen in your body and you'll survive." First of all, I don't think that's possible because there's oxygen in your blood. But he just blows his nose and he swims. He's fine, and it's awesome. And I laugh. I was laughing throughout this movie.
Wait, he swims in the...
yeah. Like down in the trench.
Like, not even at the bottom of the ocean. It's the bottom of the ocean that's below the bottom of the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
It is.
So it's like 10 times cheesier than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's,
man.
Here's also my comparison, but you have to think of it as cheesy bad movies. Let's say The Meg 1 is Alien.
Okay.
It's kind of a horror movie. It's a monster. Meg 2, action movie. We got Jason Statham doing karate and a bunch of stuff. Everybody's doing fisticuffs. Lots of animals are attacking him.
Huh.
I think it's a perfect example, except those two movies are brilliant. And the Meg movies are really dumb, but so fun in my opinion.
Yeah.
I will acknowledge that they are terrible movies.
Sure.
But I love them. I give it a Matthew McConaughey for that. You just have to know what you're signing up for.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think that's fair.
Okay. Then I did some other stuff. And I will go through these.
Meg 2 isn't a B movie. It's a B plus movie.
It's an A+ movie. I'll just go through my week. First movie I watched this past week was Saltburn,
Oh yeah.
aka, well, I would call it aka Joker for Rich People. I think it's okay. I think Barry Keegan,
Keegan.
I think he's very good. I do not understand the hype for Jacob Elordi, other than him, I guess, being a sex symbol.
He's a pretty boy.
Well, isn't he in that HBO show that's Euphoria?
Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Never gonna watch it. Don't care about it. But I feel like everybody else is fine in this. This movie is pure shock value. There's 3 scenes in it that just make you go, ugh, what? And WTF, this is horrible. Like, those are the 3 things you'll say. There's one thing in this movie that, as an actor, I would never do. Not even, like, pretend. I feel like it's just way too far.
What is it?
Do you want me to spoil it?
I don't care.
It's fine.
Okay. Spoilers for Saltburn. So, a character dies, and they are buried, and Barry Keegan is upset, and he whips out his dong and starts banging the grave.
Oh.
It is just too much. I did not like it. I don't even understand what the point of it was, other than just, this is weird. But also at that point in the movie, I was kind of checked out because I thought it was boring. Yeah, it's whatever. I'd give it a Matthew McConaughey.
Cool. I'll still watch. I'm still curious. And you've said the cinematography is really good.
Yes,
It's a gorgeous
I'm glad
film.
you mentioned that. It might be one of the best looking movies of the year.
Yeah.
And I think it should be nominated for that. It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I think the movie, it tries to be smart, and you just know everything that's coming. And I wasn't sure if they were supposed to be like revealing stuff or not, and like stuff happens, you're just like, yeah, okay. Was that supposed to not happen?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it was okay. Oh, I talked about Meg 2. I can delete that.
Get it out of here.
Okay, I've talked about this a couple times tonight, so now I can review it. I watched Maestro. Bradley Cooper's Maestro.
Oh yeah, I did. Wait, I talked about it
You
last.
talked about it
week.
last week.
Yeah.
Brett liked it, and I was like, cool. I did not like it. I would go as far as to say that this is not a well-made movie. I think Carey Mulligan is the best part of it, and that's as far as I would go as saying good stuff. The music is good, but it's all old Leonard Bernstein music.
Yeah.
it's
So like, of course it's good.
it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I think it looks all right. I think there's strange cinematography choices. But it's about as, this is what I told Brett after Boyd and Heron. It's about as deep as a middle school book report. It's all surface level information, and it just doesn't dive into anything character based.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that extremely frustrating. I don't know who to recommend it for, because I feel like people that are into classical music or Leonard Bernstein know more about him than what this movie gives you.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
it'll just be boring.
No,
And
that's
if you
fair.
want to learn about him, you don't learn anything other than that he made music.
Mm-hmm.
And he was bisexual or homosexual or something, not straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just has so many opportunities to dive into that. And listen, movies make up drama for drama's sake all the time. And I felt like this movie didn't do it. And now I understand like why they make movies.
Why
Like,
they
we changed the
add-
story to make it more interesting because
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
work for the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
The plane didn't leave at the last second in Argo. We all know that. But you know what? It made the movie exciting. I give it a straight to streaming. Which is where they put it. At least for me. Was not in theaters here. Okay. Different music movie, though. I watched Flora and Son. This is an Apple original movie. It's by John Carney, who did Sing Street, my favorite movie, and Once. And I think this is another fantastic movie. It's about a mom and her son bonding over music. One plays guitar and one does ambient trance EDM.
Oh, I remember this trailer.
Yeah, and it's a feel good movie. It's only an hour and a half long. It's really good. I'd recommend people watch it if you're into movies like that. It's fanboy worthy. Really good stuff. Made me feel really good. And then the last thing that I did. This is not a movie. I finished Twisted Metal
Oh, nice.
Nice.
because me and Tyler started that
Forever ago.
4 months ago. He hasn't been over to
Watch it.
watch it, so I was like, okay, the year is over. I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun.
Good.
It was fantastic. I honestly can't believe this movie has as much character as it does. It has more character than Maestro. I love just bashing that movie now.
Is that your new favorite movie to bash?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm on the I've every single meme I see of Bradley Cooper from the Golden Globes is just like, yeah, you didn't win, buddy, because you don't deserve it. No, but Twisted Metal, like, super interesting characters. The last 2 episodes, I think, are super fun. The last episode is, like, full-on video game with, like, cars just shooting at each other. And what they set up for the second season, too, is going to be just the video game, pretty much, I assume.
That's awesome. A tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my gosh.
But it was so
Amazing.
much fun.
Tournament for your soul.
When you download Peacock to watch the Chiefs game this week, or sorry, the Miami game, if depending on which side you choose, go Chiefs. First, you watch the Holdovers,
Yes.
and then if you want to and you're interested, it's a perfect opportunity to watch Twisted Metal
Okay.
because it is a really good show,
Nice.
fanboy worthy. A surprise of the year, to be sure.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Is that everything I did? Yep. I went through those as quick as I could.
You did a good job. I'm proud of you. Real quick before we go, we did have one Fanbox question from Mrs. Ilke,
That's my mom.
your mom.
Thanks, Mom.
We have 2.
We have 2.
Trevor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. So real quick, the first one from Luke's mom was... Oh, I gotta pull it up. What is your favorite Christmas season food or treat? You have a kind of a... Something you go back to year after year. For me, my dad and myself and my sister would always make Chex Mix. And so, like, not just anyone's Chex Mix, but
Yeah.
it's mom and dad. You know, when we go visit mom and dad's, it's that Chex Mix is my favorite holiday treat.
Mine, as of late, has been my mother-in-law makes like homemade Rice Krispie bars,
Oh.
and they have like sprinkles on them that are Christmas colored.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what it is about those specifically, but they're so good. Like I could eat a whole sheet of them if I'm not careful.
Nice.
So I'd have to say those.
Sweet.
Man, this is tough because my mom makes some absolute banger stuff. I feel like we trick her every year to make Oreo balls and peanut butter balls. And those are just some of the best snacks in the world. They damage my colon.
Best snacks always do.
Yeah. She also makes just such good sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies are a holiday staple.
And
it
she
seems like.
she had wrist surgery or finger surgery or something this year, so she's in cast and she still did it.
Gangster.
Shout out, Mom. Super
Shout
cool.
out Ma Dukes.
Did it one-handed.
One
One hand tied behind her
dude.
back. Dad just watched. No. No.
No help at all. But yes, like Tyler said, we do have a second fan box question from Trevor. What are you most okay? So this is specifically for Trevor or for Tyler because Luke and I have not read Dune.
I've read Dune.
You read Dune?
Half of it.
Okay, well,
A third of it.
this still doesn't apply to you.
Oh, no. I'm going to answer anyway.
What are you most excited to be adapted to the screen in Dune Part 2?
The appendix section. The appendices.
He's gonna let Luke answer if he actually wanted to.
I would say maybe no spoilers though.
I've only read up to when Leto dies, so that's still the first.
Still the
movie.
first one, yeah.
So that is. I told you this
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday. So when Leto dies is actually my favorite part of the book, and it's not that he dies; it's the conspiracy.
Sorry, I should say he just got morphined or whatever.
Yeah. So that
he's
whole
not dead
bit.
yet.
This is what I was telling you about on Sunday.
Yeah.
The whole conspiracy is handled in the book so well. Like it's super interesting with the Doctor and everybody who's involved in that. That's probably my favorite like kind of thing within Dune Part 1. For me, I had to think on this when I read this question because I read Dune Messiah last year. And I have to remember where these
Where
were
that
separated.
stops. Yeah.
And so I think the easy answer for a lot of people, and you're going to see this in the trailers, is the war.
Yeah.
Like the battle. This movie is going to be huge scale. It's going to be insane. But for me, I think it has to be... We all know where this is going, right? It has to be the full realization of Paul as Muad'Dib. And what that means and how that changes him and how it impacts his relationships. And I won't say who, but there's some new players in this part that in the book and beyond become very important. And how those relationships will be fostered and handled and how people will respond to those.
Yeah.
One of them, the Princess Irulan.
Yes, she's very important.
She narrates all the openings in the book. There's always that little
The
paragraph.
little,
yeah.
And in the I listen to the audiobook when I read it, and it's always this girl, and she's like, from the Princess Ireland.
Yeah, she's a very big player in Messiah. And,
Nice.
Obviously this is our introduction. So, yeah, I think just the full realization of Muad'Dib and what that means for Arrakis.
Isn't Muad'Dib the mouse, too?
Hmm?
Like, that's where he gets his name from?
Yep.
Dude, that little mouse in the first movie was so cute. Oh, my goodness. Those big ears. Oh, sorry.
I hope he
Interrupting.
learns
you're
the
good.
ability to
Also,
metamorphosis
just take sweat out of his hair.
into. No, I need him to be like the Animorph into the mouse.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something from the future books that will not get adapted. His children are worms.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very interesting.
It
Very
gets
cool.
it gets weird. I've heard if you
Now you said that, and now it'll probably be adapted, and you ruined it for all of us.
Oh my!
So I've been
gosh.
told if you want to read Dune, stop at Dune. If you want to
If you're a
read
coward,
if you want to read more Dune, stop after the third book
Okay.
because that's when Frank died.
Hmm.
And then it just gets weirder and weirder.
All right.
But I do have the third book called Children of Dune. I will probably be reading it this year.
Look, as one of the members of the What the Fanboy podcast, I am here to say that going too long and letting something get weird is kind of in our nature.
It is.
It's every show.
I'm all for it.
Oh, I didn't
So-
say my favorite book.
Hey, what was your favorite book?
I think I put
Fourth Wing?
no, definitely not. Favorite.
The only one.
I think I put The Twist of a Knife.
Ooh, the twist of a knife.
No, I put Fractal Noise.
Oh, Fractal Noise.
Fractal Noise.
Nice. I've got it right over there.
It's a good one.
Just got to read it now.
Be prepared to be sad.
My favorite book was Dune.
I'm all. It's my secret.
Read like
Tyler.
3 chapters.
I'm always sad. Oh. Very good. All right. Well, we have chatted on for about 2 hours now, so we'll
Nice.
let you all get back to your evening or your day or your morning or whatever it is. But thank you for hanging out with us as we talk about 2023. Next week, we will be doing the predictions game.
Let's freaking go.
So
Another one of my
this
favorite
is the
episodes.
best week of the year.
we
No other episode matters.
we have we'll do our 2023. Kind of how did our predictions go? And we'll make our new 2024 predictions. And we'll force Tyler to do some hard ones this year.
Dude,
Whoa.
I'm
None of
just
mine-
joking.
some of mine were
Whoa,
layups,
pause
but-
there, buddy.
In any case. Yeah, okay, Luke. We'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you.
Goodbye.